Buyers notice how easy and it's easy for them to imagine what they look like living there. But sometimes was good. Welcome back, everybody, to Real Talk Real Estate. My name is Scott Warner with the Capstone team, brokered by EXP. To my left is the person that is trying to win his broker's coveted YN award,
Donovan Johnson. Golly, what a crazy intro. Coldwell Banker. Steve, if you see this, I am the top. Well, Malik too. He's a bad YN. Well, so, we also have an honorable mention, but she's like half YN.
But I mean, hey, I know it's coveted. I know it's a tight race. Today we're going to be talking about the conversations in the car after the showing. What are your buyers going to say to you? Hopefully, my buyers are going to say to me like a very influential person said to me once. It doesn't matter if you win by an inch or win by a mile. Winning's winning. And that's what I'm hoping happens today. But truthfully, what buyers say after you leave the house?
And because a lot of the times the decision making isn't done in the living room or in the bathroom. There may be focal points that make people say either ooh or ew. But it's never a usual final, and a lot of the times the car's like a safe space, you know? And even if their agent's cool and they can tell their agent straight up like, yo, this is trash or this is great, the decompression is when stuff really starts to hit.
You know, if sellers could hear what happened in those car conversations, half of them would immediately go home and start cleaning something. Right here, right now, oh God, they didn't like it, and they would know why.
Buyers quickly process stuff as they're leaving the home. It's one of those things where, like a review, kind of like for a test. Mm-hmm. They go there and it's almost like the guide, but when you go home, you get the guide. You're supposed to read it a couple times, you know, and they start replaying things in their head. People take pictures a lot of the times in the home because a lot of the times our listing photos are like a really good makeup session.
Yeah, I mean, today we're going to break down about what actually happens after the showing ends. Because guess what? After the showing end is where the rubber meets the road. That's where are we going to offer or not? You know, buyers usually are quiet inside the home. So most of the time they're like, yeah, I like that. Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't change anything like that. But, you know, after they leave the home, and even if they're not in the same car with you, even if they call you while you're going to your next appointment, they're going to be more vocal about it. It's a safe spot.
Absolutely. And again, they can just breathe outside the home, even if they do like it. And a lot of the times you got to kind of find out who's like the main decision maker. Yes, it's a group effort, a couple if it is, but a lot of the times so one of the two is going to be the main factor of like, we can get over this, so we can't get over this.
Yeah, in my household, it's definitely my wife. You know, sometimes that conversation starts before the seatbelt, before I'm even buckled in. I'm like, wait, let me get buckled in before this conversation happens. My phone is already connected to my car and it's already blaring at me, pick up.
And I feel like in this market, one of the main things, like, so if you're flipping a house, if you want to guarantee yourself to let it sit on the market longer than the average days on market, have a weird layout. People will absolutely talk about a weird layout. They'll also talk about the condition of the home. Yep. Because people just, I mean, especially if you're spending X amount of money, you're going to want something turnkey or at least pretty close. You don't want to have to move in and do work unless that was your intention, you know? And the other thing they're going to feel about it is just the overall vibe.
I mean, and you have to admit, buyers, once you're showing them, I don't like to show buyers more than like 4 houses in the day because they start just melding together. Oh, yeah. They are like, wait, this went to this house, this went to, and I'm like, no, this was this house. And then it's like, look, after those 4, your mind is just in a blender. So it might as well just be 4 and then moving on to the next day to see another 3 or 4.
I like that. I've also had, dude, you've had some buyers that have the notebook.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Taking notes.
Their handy dandy notebook.
Dude, it's either really good or really bad. You're either going to go look at 49 billion homes Or they're just like, nah, I just want to lock in, and I'm just like, I'm a note taker.
No, and I've had both of those. The 49 billion homes finally, like after 2.5 years, got them sold. But it was actually 63 homes. You know, truthfully, it was. It's like a silent scoreboard. Nobody sees, but everybody's keeping track of what's going on. And that's when you have a good feeling with your clients to make sure, hey, you're on the end to know what that scoreboard looks like. The the sellers might not know what that scoreboard looks like, but you better be on the end with your clients, because if not,
Yes. And I mean, every buyer, whether you're buying a home, a car, groceries.
Yeah.
There's a checklist.
Nowadays, I mean, hey, I don't know if you've seen it, but eggs are back up. So nowadays I need to be like, do I actually need eggs this week?
I got a client with the egg hookup.
The egg up?
The egg hookup.
Dang. Can I get that?
Yeah, bro.
Okay. But overall condition, natural light, how the house flows. That's what people are looking for when they feel, hey, am I comfortable in this house? Do I see myself living in this house? Because if not, on to the next.
And smells are a big thing. I'm a big, even if the house is good. Excuse me, my goodness. Even if the house is good, I'm asking people to burn candles, get the wall sconces, like the air freshener plugins. That's big. Because especially if there's animals in the home, because sellers, you get a little tone deaf or smell deaf, whatever you call it.
Yeah.
And nose blind. Golly, took a while, but we got there. And lighting is also important. Sometimes people can just be, I don't know, even lighting in here would be weird. Y'all would comment on it if it wasn't perfect. Like our producer's always on our behind about the lighting.
Yeah.
And this is a single room.
Yes.
You know?
Can you imagine a whole house? I mean, buyers notice how easy it's easy for them to imagine what they look like living there. But sometimes, like, hey, the vibe might be thrown off by the seller's furniture, things like that might throw off the vibe. But sometimes it's like, look, you got to look past that, see this room as an empty room, use the seller's furniture as a measurement of the furniture that you're going to put in, because it's your house, not theirs.
And I like how you're talking about the vibe of the home, because it's the emotional reaction that usually matters more than the 3-bed, 2-bath, 1,800 square foot, back patio, all that stuff. Dude, if they don't feel like the energy's right, if they feel like something's off, there's a strong chance they're going to just veer away from the home.
And I love how you just said that. That segues into granite countertops. You might have granite countertops, but if the vibe or if the feeling of the house is they feel cramped in it, guess what? You could have the prettiest finishes in that house and they're going to be like, no, I don't like it. They're just not going to feel comfortable with it. You know, sometimes sellers, they focus on major upgrades, when I think in the last pod, we talked about minor, useful, unique upgrades that might catch the buyer's eye. Look, you don't have to go ahead and do a whole kitchen remodel. Change certain things that catches the buyer's eye. That's what you want to be looking for.
Yeah, I've seen people like even change the doorknobs and it make a dramatic effect. Or if your door faces are not good, you can always reface them, sand them down, and you'd be surprised what a fresh sanding and paint can do. Buyers often react to the small details, and in my opinion, the higher up in price point you get, the more finer the detail should be. I showed a house that was $550,000, but it almost felt like they hired a handyman to do the punch list items, or the floor is underneath the doors instead of being like underneath. They had like cut square, and like you could just see basically the concrete because they didn't lay the floors right in certain spots. And it's just like, that's annoying, bro. Like, lock in. If we're painting the mosaic, let's
get there. If you're asking me to pay for the Taj Mahal, it better be the Taj Mahal. I mean, light bulbs don't match, doors that stick. These are the things that buyers just look at. Those are the smaller things. A room that feels cluttered. Last night, I have a new listing that I'm going to be talking to a seller about, and from her pictures, it's a little old lady that stays in her house, but most of her rooms are just cluttered with stuff. And I'm looking at the pictures, I'm like, dang, that's why. Why didn't the agent that had this tell her to take, hey, let's move something to the garage or something, because it just looked cluttered and the house didn't look clean, even though it was a clean house. That's the thing. Sometimes if it's cluttered, their mind gets all boggled.
And those details shape perception. It's the reputation of the home, and as listing agents, we're supposed to display it in the best light. But once you're in person, your marketing gets you in the door, but the actual home is what sells it. So,
like you said, the marketing gets you in the door, but after that, the perception then turns into the conversation in the car afterwards, because that's when they feel back into their safe space. When they're checking on the computer, when you're sending them emails, that's their safe space. They're in their own home. When they go look at these homes, it might feel a little awkward, might feel a little weird. I've had some that are chatty. I'm like, hey guys, time out. They got recording devices in here.
Dog.
Let's not dog the house right here, right now. Move away. But some houses, some clients, they're just like, they don't feel comfortable. And that's fine. That's why you get in the car with them or get on the phone with them and start talking about it.
Absolutely. And I mean, you've had it to where it's funny how second showings go too, because sometimes people are curious and may not, they're like, I don't know. Or sometimes the second showings to bring the rest of the crew with you, and like, Mama, Grandpa, Unc, everybody's about to come check out your new house, you know? So there's a lot that goes into it.
Yeah. And guess what? If you have that weird hallway in your house, that's going to be forever known as the house with the weird hallway. I'm not saying change it. Maybe make it unique. Maybe make it a shiny piece somehow, some way, or remove the focus off the weird hallway. Work with your agent, because guess what? If you work with your agent that's selling your house, they're going to give you tips and tricks about what to do.
Yeah. Sellers should definitely think about how the overall, it's an experience when you walk, through a home and you're experiencing it. Is this potentially where I want to do life at, where I want to do Christmas at? It's important to focus on that too, and not just like, this is how the house looks. Back to the whole clutter situation. You got to be able to give people a blank enough slate to where they can come in there.
No, light, temperature, the flow, it matters more than people think. Like you said, family dinners, Christmases. This is somebody's home that they're going to spend, 5, 7, 10 years in. And that's a lot of family in your home. That's a lot of family growing. That's pictures on the wall. It's more than just a thing. It is, part of the family.
Mm-hmm. As a listing agent, one of my biggest things is trying to eliminate distractions. And because you want the buyer to focus on the home. Just one example, and some people, whatever, I'm just saying it. A lot of times there's a bunch of family photos and all that stuff. I'll maybe kindly ask, like, hey, if we're going to be planning on moving, why not start taking some of it down now? Leave some of it. I ain't telling you to blank slate the wall, but let's start making it feel homey for somebody else.
And that's exactly what I tell them as well. Look, when we take pictures, hey, if you don't want these pictures on the actual MLS, take them down if that makes you feel more comfortable, because obviously these pictures on the MLS are going out everywhere. And look, making a home show easy increases the opportunity of people being drawn in. It's price point, but if they can walk through that home and feel easy about it, well, guess what? Your second showing, and then the transaction might come after that.
Yeah, and like I would like to view showing itself kind of like an ad.
Mm-hmm.
You get on YouTube, a lot of ads you're just hit and skip ad. You don't want people to get a few seconds into the home and be like, skip ad. You want them to experience it and be like, oh, that ad wasn't bad, or that ad was funny, or the writers were clever there. You want them to leave wanting more, not leave wanting no more.
I mean, you are exactly right. They might not remember everything in the house, but the thing is, they're going to remember if it made them feel comfortable. They're definitely going to remember how the house made them feel. You know, the showing door opens, but the discussion always ends afterwards. You're going to have more talk after the showing is done in that car or on that phone than you're going to have probably in the house.
And the sellers that can put themselves in the buyer's shoes are going to set themselves up for more success. You can't be biased towards your home because you have an emotional attachment to the home. They're probably going to have a more logistical and logical attachment to the home.
You know, to sum this up, the goal isn't to get buyers in the house. It's to have them talk about your house afterwards. And guess what? You have to have them talking in a good way. Just like you said with those ads. Sometimes you skip, sometimes you say those ads were clever. But guys, thank you so much for being with us today. Real Talk Real Estate. My name's Scott Werner.
I'm Donovan Johnson.
And once again, if you want him to be the YN, vote him in.
Oh my gosh, that was hard. Later, homies.